Law 1. Never outshine the master. Ensure that those above you always feel superior. Go out of your way to make your bosses look better and feel smarter than anyone else. Everyone is insecure, but an insecure boss can retaliate more strongly than others can. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Keep a close eye on your friends. They get envious and will undermine you. If you co-opt an enemy, he'll be more loyal than a friend because he'll try harder to prove himself worthy of your trust. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Always hide your true intentions. Create a smokescreen. If you keep people off balance and in the dark, they can't counter your efforts. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Say little and be ambiguous, leaving the meaning to others to interpret. The less you say, the more intimidating and powerful you are. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Nurture and guard your reputation because reputation is integral to power. With a strong reputation, you can influence and intimidate others. Law 6. Create an air of mystery. Be outrageous or create an aura of mystery. Any attention, positive or negative, is better than being ignored. Attention brings you wealth. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Get others to do your work for you. Use their skill, time, and energy to further your ambitions while taking full credit. You'll be admired for your efficiency. Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. Make your opponent come to you. When you force others to act, you're in control. Bait them, then attack. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Demonstrate your point rather than arguing. Arguing rarely changes anyone's mind, but people believe what they see. They're also less likely to be offended. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Demonstrate your point rather than arguing. Arguing rarely changes anyone's mind, but people believe what they see. They're also less likely to be offended. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Make your superior dependent on you. The more she needs you, the more security and freedom you have to pursue your goals. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Use honesty and generosity to disarm and distract others from your schemes. Even the most suspicious people respond to acts of kindness, leaving them vulnerable to manipulation. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. When you need help from someone in a position of power, appeal to their self-interest. They'll be glad to help if they'll get something in return, and you'll get what you want without seeming desperate or irritating. Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy, be friendly, sympathetic, and interested to get people to reveal their deepest thoughts and feelings. When you know your opponent's secrets, you can predict his behavior and control him. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. Crush your enemy completely. If you leave even one ember smoldering, it will eventually ignite. You can't afford to be lenient. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Once you've become well known, don't wear out your welcome. The more you're seen and heard from, the more you cheapen your brand. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Throw others off balance and unnerve them with random, unpredictable acts. You'll gain the upper hand. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Never isolate yourself when under pressure. This cuts you off from information you need, and when real danger arises, you won't see it coming. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. When attempting to deceive someone, Know who you're dealing with, so you don't waste your time or stir up a hornet's nest in reaction. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone. Don't commit to any side or cause except yourself. By maintaining your independence, you remain in control. Others will vie for your attention. You also have the ability to pit the sides against each other. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. Make your intended victims feel as though they're smarter than you are, and they won't suspect you of having ulterior motives. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. When you're weaker, surrender rather than fighting for the sake of honor. This gives you time to build strength and undermine your victor. You'll win in the end. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Focus your resources and energies where you'll have the most impact or get the most benefit. Otherwise, you'll waste limited time and energy. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. Learn the rules of the society you're playing in, and follow them to avoid attracting unfavorable attention. This includes appearing like a team player and being careful about criticizing diplomatically. Law 25. Recreate yourself. Create a powerful image that stands out. Rather than letting others define you, change your appearance and emotions to suit the occasion. People who seem larger than life attract admiration and power. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. You'll inevitably make mistakes or need to take care of unpleasant problems. But keep your hands clean by finding others to do the dirty work and scapegoats to blame. Law 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Offer people something to believe in and someone to follow. Promise the world, but keep it vague. Whip up enthusiasm. People will respond to a desperate need for belonging. Followers line your pockets, and your opponents are afraid to rile them. Law 28. Enter action with boldness. When you act, do so boldly, and if you make mistakes, correct them with even greater boldness. Boldness brings admiration and power. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. Make detailed plans with a clear ending. Take into account all possible developments. Then don't be tempted from your path, otherwise, you risk being surprised and forced to react without time to think. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Make difficult feats seem effortless and you'll inspire awe in others and seem powerful. By contrast, when you make too much of your efforts, your achievement will seem less impressive and you'll lose respect. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. To deceive people, seem to give them a meaningful choice, but sharply limit their options to a few that work in your favor regardless of which they choose. Your victims will feel in control, but you'll pull the strings. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. Conjure up alluring fantasies in contrast to the gloomy realities of life, and people will flock to you. Spin the right tale and wealth and power will follow. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew you can turn to your advantage. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Remember, you choose to let things bother you. You can just as easily choose not to notice the irritating offender, to consider the matter trivial and unworthy of your interest. That is the powerful move. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. Law 38. Think as you like, but behave like others. if Machiavelli had had a prince for disciple, the first thing he would have recommended him to do would have been to write a book against Machiavellism. Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. Anger and emotion are strategically counterproductive. You must always stay calm and objective. But if you can make your enemies angry, while staying calm yourself, you gain a decided advantage. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. The worth of money is not in its possession, but in its use. Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Law 42. Strike the shepherd, and the sheep will scatter. Within any group, trouble can most often be traced to a single source: the unhappy, chronically dissatisfied one who will always stir up dissension and infect the group with his or her ill ease. Before you know what hit you, the dissatisfaction spreads. Act before it becomes impossible to disentangle. 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others. Remember, the key to persuasion is softening people up and breaking them down gently. Seduce them with a two-pronged approach. Work on their emotions and play on their intellectual weaknesses. 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. When you mirror your enemies, doing exactly as they do, they cannot figure out your strategy. The mirror effect mocks and humiliates them, making them overreact. By holding up a mirror to their psyches, you seduce them with the illusion that you share their values. By holding up a mirror to their actions, you teach them a lesson. 45. Preach the need to change, but never reform too much at once if change is necessary. Make it feel like a gentle improvement on the past, even while people understand the need for change. Knowing how important it is for institutions and individuals to be occasionally renewed, they are also irritated and upset by changes that affect them personally. 46. Never appear too perfect. Envy creates silent enemies. It is smart to occasionally display defects and admit to harmless vices, in order to deflect envy and appear more human and approachable. 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed for in victory. Know when to stop. 48. Assume formlessness. By taking a shape, by having a visible plan, you open yourself to attack. Instead of taking a form for your enemy to grasp, keep yourself adaptable and on the move. Accept the fact that nothing is certain and no law is fixed. The best way to protect yourself is to be as fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order. Everything changes.